There's some big swords out there.
Oh, yeah. There's a few orphan makers in the audience.
Orphan maker!
Something else we also like to ask, if you started playing Dungeons & Dragons after watching Critical Role, raise your hand. Holy cow. Wow, that's crazy.
Crazy.
My goodness, that's pretty nuts.
If you stopped playing Dungeons and Dragons,
That's the operative question.
please leave.
Yasha, deal with that person.
What was the, for any of you that want to answer this, but Matt, what was the kind of the biggest moment for you, or the biggest kind of shocking moment for you from the live show? There was a couple of pretty big reveals, a couple of pretty interesting things
Be
happened.
careful about spoilers for those who may not be caught up and weren't at the live show, though.
That's true, but you are at a Critical Role panel.
Watching Sam glue his beard on.
Oh my God.
That
make it-
beard is a festering cesspool of germs. And I threw it to this poor guy in the audience. And if he dies, I hope we had him sign a release of some sort.
I think there were signs up that said if you catch anything from Sam Riegel, viral or otherwise.
That's tattooed on my chest, actually.
My God. Okay, let's get started. Brittany, who's up first?
First, oh God.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, no, it's not okay.
I understand. I understand. What's your name?
I'm Sabrina Dickinson. I'm from St. Louis.
Hey.
Hello.
Ooh.
Hi. First of all, I wanted to thank you guys because you guys have saved my life. I'm sorry, I'm like voice cracking. Okay, and I'm gonna start crying. Don't clap, I'm gonna cry. And you took note of this, but I painted Sam Riegel.
It's me.
So yeah,
I love it.
You should be lucky. I almost painted you with the Dallas Cowboy shirt. So
Oh.
I was tied between you or Liam. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Anybody want a ticket to Sam's heart? Just give him a picture of himself.
Hey, I'm gonna find you later so you can send it. But if you want it, you can take it.
Sure.
But I guess my question is like general for any of you guys. Throughout your entire experience of playing Dungeons and Dragons, what would your favorite character role play like ever? Like even if it wasn't live streamed. So anyone can answer this. This is kind of a very broad question, but it's what I can think of.
Oh man.
Wait, favorite moment or favorite character?
Favorite character, like what's something that you're like, oh yeah, I love that character, and they will forever have a place.
Oh gosh.
I only have like 4 characters.
You stumped us.
Blue screen.
It's hard not to pick the ones that we did for like 5 years, because that's a lot of time invested.
I mean, I liked the Darrington Brigade characters.
Yeah.
I loved naming a character Macaroni Samsonite. That'll come back and bite me in the ass.
Chutney forever, though. Chutney forever.
Yeah.
Chutney lives.
They're all our babies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
Favorite.
killing Santa is pretty epic, or at least attempting to.
I'm coming for the rest of the holiday patrons.
Watch your back, Tooth Fairy. Chutney.
Ongoing series of Chutney.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny's next, and then we'll come after, like, well,
Very.
yep.
Ooh, that's good.
They're all going down.
Oh, yeah.
Chutney saves Christmas. Chutney goes to jail. Chutney scared stupid. For all you who grew up in the 90s, who's over here?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Hey,
Thank you. I love you guys so much. Sam, I'm coming for you later.
Okay. Protect me.
With the point.
Good thing he has bulletproof teeth. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Iris.
Hey, Iris.
My question is for Travis and Brian. Yes, at our house it's Brian WD-40.
Oh, that's good.
Just
That's
want you to
good. Is it because I'm greasy?
know. No squeaky wheels in Critical Role.
Oh, interesting. That's really sweet.
Because you're slick. So my question is, Yeehaw Game Ranch. Would you consider going on the road, and would you come to Nebraska? Because I would set you up a game ranch.
Oh my goodness.
A Yeehaw Game Ranch tour.
Yeah.
Rustle up the Yeehaw game wagon.
A Yeehaw game wagon?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean,
Stagecoach.
We just like a two-horse-drawn carriage, and it just
No,
takes
2 puppets.
forever to get anywhere.
Only if
Yeah.
they're puppets.
the thing is all of the puppets are voiced by all of these people, so we would have to kind of bring all of them on the road with us, and that's a bit of a deal breaker for Travis and I. Man, that would be fun to do a live. Maybe we do like a live, but we're so bad at video games on
We
camera.
really are. That's our claim
really
to fame.
are.
We're like Lincoln, Nebraska. Would that work? Yeah. Okay. Omaha,
Stop
Nebraska.
number 1, Iris.
It's a tour, but just in Nebraska.
Hell yeah.
That's kind of great.
I'm in. I'm in. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Okay, Brittany, who do we have over here? What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm from Evanston. First off, I just wanted to say, as someone who started DMing as a result of this show, Marisha, I will totally take that box cutter off your hands. My question is actually for Liam. When faced with a broken Essex, Caleb chose to kiss him on the forehead and implore him to leave things better than they were. Was Caleb intentionally echoing Mollymock with that, or was it just an instinctual reaction?
No, it was, of course, echoing their lost friend, sure. Sure.
I love the amount of times Liam gets awes. Like, during the live show, you got more awes in the audience than anybody else, and I loved it.
Liam O'Brien's Yee-Aw game.
Marisha?
Thank you.
It's a show.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Molly
much.
is still with us.
Yeah. Some great Molly cosplay I saw too. Okay, who do we have over here? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Rin.
Hey.
I guess this is for Marisha because you're the artistic director. When you guys when you guys pick new programming and new shows, do you focus more on things that you just really want to create, or do you also take into account things that you think the fans wish to see?
Ah, that's a great question. A little bit of both. First and foremost, we do things that we want to do first, though, because if we're not enjoying it, then it's going to show, and then you're not going to enjoy it, and then why are we even doing this? Especially when so many of all of us have so many amazing ideas of stuff that we do want to do. I'm not going to lie, we're kind of spoiled with choice. So from there, I don't know, you can take any idea and I think make it enjoyable for a wider audience, which is then part of mine and my production team's job. So yeah, I'd say first and foremost, what's fun, and then we definitely try and take into consideration of, I hope people like this. Made me laugh though.
All bets are off for promos. It's sort of whoever has the most twisted idea for a promo.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
ends up happening.
those are just kind of for us.
What's Taliesin willing to do is what it comes down to, pretty much.
Have not even scraped the surface of that one yet.
What
It's a deep
celebrity?
well.
We've got 45 minutes to
Yeah.
see what we can get into.
I think one problem is the fact that we've learned, as with the Yeehaw Game Ranch, if we say a stupid idea loud enough and all of us hear it, it might happen and actually do okay. Yeah. So that's problematic when it comes to setting boundaries on what we should do.
Yeah.
But that's what you're good at,
It's
is
a real
being
problem.
that gate.
If it's a joke, if it makes us laugh, it's probably going to get made into a show.
Yeah, I remember a moment of walking by in the office and seeing on someone's computer screen the official logo for, and I thought, wait, no, we're not actually making that a show.
Absolutely.
And Marisha's like, it's.
Why? What other name could it be?
If it ends up on a whiteboard, it ends up on camera. Who's over here? What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm from Glenview, the north suburbs of Chicago. My question's for Marisha, actually. So, at the live show, you had probably the most sparkly and outstanding outfit. I want to know why you chose that outfit, what the inspiration was behind it.
Oh, I chose it to just come after Sam Riegel.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Actually, Laura Bailey, I think, provides like most of my wardrobe, like half of it, and then Liam provides the other half.
Twins.
Yeah. We like to dress people. It's fun.
So yeah, Laura gave me that a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we decided that the theme was going to be Traveler Con, and we were all going to wear green. And I was like, I have nothing to wear. And she was like, yes, you do.
I've been waiting to see you in that outfit forever. Put it on.
We're great. Yeah.
So thanks, Laura.
Sam, where'd you get yours? The world's shittiest St. Patty's Day story?
I actually bought 3 leprechaun costumes and chose the shittiest one backstage. The other 2, I think I left in the trash can backstage at the theater. Yeah.
That's amazing. That was
very not breathable fabric.
No, it looks so uncomfortable. In that.
My soul has almost returned to my body. I think in another day or 2, I'll be up to full.
The terrifying Ewok mouth nightmare that was his
It was
leprechaun.
such an Ewok mouth.
It was an Ewok mouth.
Oh.
Yep.
I saw one of those eyebrows crawl off and wriggle into somebody's ear. And
Oops. Who do we have over here? What's your name?
Lachlan?
Hey.
For Taliesin, given that it's been 10 years since Caduceus' family was frozen, is he older than his siblings now, and will he hold that over them for the rest of their lives?
I don't know if he's older than all of them.
Not all of them, but because
furbolgs live forever.
Oh.
They've got.
Well, it also has to do with the fact that they left in stages. They weren't all sealed at 10 years. That was just the first wave. And even then, they weren't all there 10 years ago. 10 years was when the scenario began. So I'll have to go do the math, actually,
Yeah, I haven't
and see
done the
what that
math
is.
yet.
You've given us a task. Thank you.
Hey, what's your name over here? You look great.
Oh, thank you. Well, my real name is Amy. But
Hi, Amy.
hello. And obviously, my question is for Laura. How do you feel about making the most crush-worthy character of the Mighty Nein?
It just goes to show, if you're a person that likes people and likes to compliment people and bring out the best in people, people like that.
It's true.
So. But she's blissfully unaware of any of it. So that's exciting.
I wouldn't mind like a self-help book from Jester or a self-help audio book from Jester.
Oh, that's a good idea. How about a self-help brochure? Because she's really good at making those.
That's true. If anybody wants a tusk tooth tattoo, I'm giving them.
Like an actual, you have brought a needle with you and a whole system, or they're temporary?
I have a Sharpie.
Oh. That was worth
Just running
it.
around the whole rest of the panel.
Yep. Hey, who's over here? What's your name and who's your question for?
Hi, my name is Nora. I'm from St. George, Utah.
Nice.
And my question is for Taliesin. How do you think Molly Mock would feel seeing the Mighty Nein as they are now?
Suckers. No. Oh, you assholes. Excuse my French. Man, I do think about that on occasion. I think he would be somewhere between quietly proud and deeply embarrassed by how nice they've all gotten. And like, no, stay awful, but just enough awful. Just the right amount of awful. And like Matt and I have had a couple conversations about what may have happened, but yeah, it's try not to dwell too much. I think he'd be quietly proud, but more will happen. We'll see what happens next. They might faceplant.
Always a possibility.
Will.
Who's over here? What's your name?
Hey y'all, I'm Graham. I'm from Atlanta.
Hey Graham.
Love you guys. So my question is for Matt and Laura. A few episodes ago, the Traveler mentioned the possibility of traveling to different worlds in the Prime material. Yes. And I'm wondering, what worlds would Jester and the Traveler cause the most chaos in, like Greyhawk or Eberron or, Forgotten Realms? Where are you going to do the most damage?
The best part is I looked over at Matt in that moment, and there was a little green glitter still stuck under his eye. And he sparkled at me just like the real Traveler. It was amazing.
No, the glitter fight has been real for 2 days now. It has been an endeavor. Yeah.
Well, you can
What?
see it?
It's right here. There's a big green one still stuck under there, and I love it. Yeah.
And there it will stay.
Forever.
Forever. What do you think, Jester? What would be some fun ones to jump into?
Well, Greyhawk, I think, would be wonderful.
Well, Greyhawk, just because you get to kick around the original world
Yeah.
and make them feel bad for being the OG. I don't know. I think Planescape, because that just opens up to everything.
Yes.
I just want to see someone call Jester a Burke and have her go like, "You're a dick." Yeah, I think Planescape would be my answer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, thank you. All right, who's over here? What's your name? Hey, good shirt.
Thank you. My name's Richard. I'm from Chicago. I have a question for Sam, actually. Anyone who wants to contribute to this question is kind of for all of you, but since I have to pick one, Sam. A few friends of mine have been talking, especially this one friend of mine, has this dream of one day wanting to go to LA and become a voice actor. Like, not a big one, just to try it out a little bit and like sort of dip his toe in the water. My question is, like, when you first started, like, first time in that booth recording, because me and my friends have this joke about when you were in Yu-Gi-Oh! Originally, and what was it like when you were in the audio booth that first time for like what was going to become like one of these major shows? Like how do you handle that, and like what was it like?
Well, I'm very weird in that I've been acting since I was 6 years old, so I've been sort of dealing with these moments of like sink or swim my whole life. But the first time I did any sort of real voiceover gig probably was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day. I'm super old, by the way. I know I look like I'm 23, but I'm 24. But for shows like Yu-Gi-Oh! or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or any of the stuff that I started out doing, I just sort of looked at the people next to me and kind of did what they were doing. We talk a lot about sort of like faking it till you make it. All of us have been through that part of our career and our lives, not just in acting but in life too. Just sort of pretending that you know what you're doing until you eventually do, and it kind of works. And it's a lot like a D&D game. Like you kind of just roll the dice and do your best and hope that your back foot will make it to the front and keep carrying you forward. So that's the only advice I have is pretend.
He'll love it. I want to ask my friend. He was asking if you could say your Yu-Gi-Oh line.
No, he can't. Or he can, but he has to pay me $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't remember.
I was trying to spare you that because I know you don't remember.
My name's Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Your friend still owes me $500. What's your name and who's your question for?
Hi, I'm Jake from Ohio. Matt,
Jake.
When writing the Wild Mount Guide and expanding Dunamancy into this whole big thing, did it turn into a collaborative effort with the four of you? And what did they add to Dunamancy?
Dunamancy kind of sprung from an idea while I was on my honeymoon with Marisha, and when I was kind of building out the whole dynasty thing.
That's one for Matt.
Although you did hear a few of the ahs in the back, so
Yeah, those are my people.
checks out.
What do you?
Where is this going?
So it was a lot of the basis of building out like the Korean dynasty dealt with kind of the early ideas of Dunamancy. And so I fleshed it out a lot on my own to be kind of a slow rolling surprise for the group as we've gone along. So it's been more of like a seed gift that I can occasionally dull out to certain moments in the narrative if it made sense. Liam's run off and started creating his own Caleb spells, which has been awesome.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best.
It's been fun working with you on those. Yeah. But yeah, I think Dunamancy was kind of created in a vacuum, a little less collaborative at the front runner, more of just a thing I could slowly reveal to my players as I went along. But a lot of their interactions also helped, shape some of the ideas and some of the conversations we had about it once I began to reveal kind of the themes behind it. It helped get me percolating on different spell inspirations and stuff. So collaborative definitely in that scenario.
Sure.
Yeah, good question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I was enjoying watching the video within a video within a video on the screen. Hey, you look awesome. What's your name?
Thank you. Hi, my name is Emma. I'm from New York. My question is for Matt and maybe Liam. Was Essek, when you were making him, did you make him as like purposely a narrative foil to Caleb? Because the whole history, it's just similar, but just in the enemy country. I was wondering about that, especially with everything recently.
In some ways, it was one of those scenarios where creating the character to be their own specific NPC, and then the more that I fleshed it out, and the more kind of, and people who've run games before know this, when you create an NPC, part of it is what you create, and part of it is what they become, through interactions with the players, and they come to life more and more the more they come into the story. So I wouldn't say it was initially designed in a way. Essek wasn't designed to be a foil directly, but the more the character developed in my head and the more the interactions began to continue back and forth, it definitely began to naturally scoot that way. And you just kind of have to embrace the direction it's going.
It's great. I love it. Thank you.
I love that whole part of what we do, that like you create all these millions of characters and we just glomp onto one like Victor, right? And we just sort of pick and pull and we're like, we want more. And then you respond to that, and it's just, he's so fluid with everything he does.
We're lucky. The minute Essek comes into the picture and everyone's like, hot boy, I'm like, oh, he's complicated, y'all, but okay.
Oh, no.
You
Aren't
like
all the hot boys?
All the hot boys are complicated.
Is that true, Taliesin?
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Just double checking. Just double checking. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Hi there. So I'm Max, originally from California, currently in Chicago. I will aim this at Matt. Anybody else wants to pick it up? You guys have not only created what is, in my opinion, one of the greatest modern pieces of storytelling out there right now. For all the storytellers, thank you. You have...
He's talking about Yeehaw Game Ranch, by the way.
Exactly. You have also created one is, in my opinion, the greatest piece of escapism of all time. I know when I lost my dad a few years ago, I probably watched like 20 hours or 20 episodes worth in 2 weeks. So my question to anyone of you, specifically Matt, is it still escapism for you, even though it's your job and it's the thing you create? And if not, where do you escape to when you have to leave this plane?
I mean, I'll jump into it, but you guys can follow up on this. For me, and part of what's been so important to us as Critical Role has become something, whether or not we intended it to, and we're just still trying to catch up with it and guide it. Thursdays are still very sacred. No matter how busy the week is, no matter how messed up and on fire the world becomes, to all of us, as soon as like 6:30 on Thursday rolls around, we all get to kind of shed all of that anxiety. We get to shed all of that for a few hours and just be us around the table telling a story and supporting each other and having a great time. And it's incredible, and I'm very thankful and still kind of wrapping my head around the idea that something that's so important to us as friends has become so important to so many other people.
Yeah.
And that's why it's also so important for us to protect that. So that's my experience with it. I don't know about these guys.
Yeah. We also everybody hates missing episodes. Like if you can't be there for some reason, it's the worst. And we're real people with real lives, and we have ups and downs. And I know that coming to that table on Thursday night, I can put it all aside and just be with my best friends and entertain each other. That's one for me.
Yeah, I would say it's more important than ever. We work really hard during the day, and I can say that at Thursday nights, my shoulders fall down a little bit. I can turn off my brain. I can forget all the stuff that happened during the day or what I have to do tomorrow, and that might be why I'm so forgetful during the show. But it's certainly escapism for me, and I love slipping into that mindset and that character for 4 hours before going back to the regular grind. So I think it's more important than ever. Yeah.
Aww.
Hey, I got one.
It was much weaker than Liam's.
Well, come on.
It is his first. So.
I'll say
you, guys.
too, any type of escapism that includes community and being there with your friends and journeying through life together is a healthy form of escapism versus drinking alone in the dark like I usually do. Thank you for your question. I'm joking. My fiance is back. Doesn't happen anymore. Nice
recently,
shirt.
if it hasn't been Critical Role, the escapism has been Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley. Yep. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Ambrose from Jersey. Hello.
Hey.
Hello. How you guys doing? So this question's for Laura and Taliesin. I guess Met Gala inspired outfits. On point, beyond compare. What was we know that we got some of the inspiration, like the Snape attire for Caleb, but what was the process or the inspirations for the rest of the wardrobe?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, it's worth mentioning that can we talk about the private thing just offhand? I'm not going to really go into it.
I don't know what he's talking about yet, but
yeah, there was ages ago, just amongst ourselves, we had a piece of art of everyone looking super fancy, but we couldn't remember it while you're up there staring at a wall of people.
I think it was very different than what we described.
Completely.
But yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't know. It just
I love the idea of us dressed up.
everyone just spoke to us. It just made sense to put everybody
we did go
in
down the
there.
line one at a time.
Yeah,
Like,
one at
that
a
was what
time. And we were very back and forth with what we thought was appropriate.
I was very happy
Yeah.
with it.
It was a yes and exercise.
I will say, just to brag on you guys for a minute, because Table Left was fully convinced that you guys were going to come back with geometric shapes and
Full-on Club Kid
Kigurumis.
scenario, which would have also been awesome.
Yes, I thought you were going to go the ridiculous route, but you went the genuine route, and it was so much better. It was so good. It was. Thanks.
We wanted you to look good.
You'll get one.
Wow.
Guys,
Laura.
I miss my kids.
You're all suckers. You fell for that one.
Laura, someday you will move people.
Oh.
Someday.
Oh, whoa. I just did it. Oh, no. I see you, cows.
Thank you so much.
Moo.
Wait, I just realized
there's a
most people
cow.
can't see them. There's 2 people dressed as cows. I wasn't just calling 2 people cows. Sorry, they're behind the pillar. I'm like, oh my God. I already have a bad enough reputation. What's your name? Thank you.
Hi, my name's Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Joe, by the way, great
Fabulous
dance earlier.
dancer.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was you. Nice. Good dancing.
That was the
We're
most
always
embarrassing
watching.
moment of my entire life. I have a question for Laura. It's very similar to the last one, so I apologize. How much restraint did it take to make the most ridiculous, gaudy outfits anybody has ever seen?
Yeah, no, I think I just genuinely wanted to see everyone look really, really pretty, So it didn't even cross my mind to go crazy.
Kicking myself now.
I know. The only one was Fjord's hat, and I even said it was a joke, and he still wore it.
I thought it was for real. I wear it with pride.
Thank you very much.
Your own emotional journey that you went through with the hat was also pretty amazing.
I have the emotional scars to prove it.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi. I'm very nervous. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
First, I just wanted to say that the show has done a lot for me in terms of dealing with depression and PTSD, especially Caleb, and as well as Bo. And I've also just been struggling a lot. I've recently come out as transgender. And I was struggling to find a name, and I was doing that while I was watching the show, and I landed on Caleb. I wanted to tell you at your photo booth tomorrow, but I couldn't get it transferred to today. So I did it here. But I do have a question, and it's actually for Ashley. So Yasha it hasn't been that long since she has been removed from all the stuff with Oban and the pit fight that terrified me. And I'm just still worried about her. And I just haven't seen her have a chance to work through that yet. And I'm just worried what's going on in her head still. I was wondering what's going on.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
No. It's a good question. It hasn't been. How long has it been since?
It's been a handful of maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah, so it's not a lot.
2 to
And
3
obviously healing in any form, anything that you go through takes a long time, but obviously we take the game into consideration of knowing, we only play once a week, but she's still, of course, struggling, and it's going to take a little time, but I think this group of people is very very healing for her. It's everybody sort of brings a component of healing into that mix, and we'll see. We'll see what happens in the journey. I think the pit fight especially was a very dark place, and that wasn't necessarily planned beforehand. That was just sort of like, I feel like this would track with where she's at right now. But yeah, she still has a ways to go, and maybe there will be conversations had, or maybe it's just sort of being back to herself and being back with the group again, and but she'll get there. Yeah. Don't you awe me. I don't need it. I'm tough.
Everyone else.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you so much. Everyone else soaked it up like a sponge, and Ash is like, fuck that. You look amazing. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Billy.
Hey, Billy.
And my question is for Travis. Taking into account Fjord's high charisma, low wisdom, and small stature, would it be reasonable to assume his father is secretly Scanlan Shorthaltz?
Billy just won C2E2 with that question.
Statistically, it's very likely.
I'm telling you, man, Dad's got to stop setting up franchises. I won't rule it out.
Thank you.
I wondered where the cube came from.
Oh my God.
I feel like in the older editions of D&D, there was a rule where whenever you made a character, you'd roll, and there's a low % chance they'd have psionics. The new rule is there's a low % chance they came from Scanlan's loins.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is a baseline character creation.
Yep.
Put in the next campaign guide if there is one. Okay, over here. Hey.
Hi.
What's your name?
Whoa.
My name is Harrow, and
That's a wonderful name.
thank you. Wow. I chose it myself.
It's the best way to do it.
And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for not just giving me a place to belong, but being me. For giving me someone to be. Through your podcast, I have decided that I want to pursue voice acting as a career. That's your fault. That's your fault. So just thank you. Thank you for that. Sorry, I keep bonking this on things.
It's okay.
And also for my question, this is to anyone, but to Taliesin and Travis and Matt in particular. What is your favorite sort of patron warlock dynamic to portray or to see played out, I guess?
I particularly loved when Fjord was not acting with Ukatoa's. Ukatoa. I just wait for it now. when he wasn't pursuing what Ukutoa wanted and seeing sort of the pull of those powers. I loved that. I hadn't seen that with Percy in the first campaign, and so to see that be removed and pulled away was a fantastic thing. And I eagerly ran to Matt afterwards, and I was like, "Is that something that can keep happening?" And he was like, "Yeah, that and more." So I think it's pretty cool.
I actually can't comment just in case something way far in the future happens, so I'm just going to pass.
What?
Like next campaign stuff, go.
Yeah, next campaign.
Whoa.
He's got ideas.
Plays
What a tease.
I mean, there's so many unique ways of doing a warlock patron relationship, whether it be removed and esoteric to very personal, to working alongside each other, or to trying to work through a union or a pact that has very opposing ideals between player and patron. I haven't been able to play through a lot of different warlock-based relationships or any sort of like god or divinity-based relationships beyond what you've seen on stream in like older campaigns I played at home. While it's not necessarily warlock in particular, the traveler jester dynamic is one of the more interesting relationships I've ever been able to explore when it comes to an individual and a bigger entity being so directly involved, and watching it develop over the course of the campaign, and of course recent reveals and kind of the direction it's going now. It's fascinating and exciting. Like all things in this game, we don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to go, and with each step it just gets weirder and weirder, and I'm so scared and so excited.
Yeah, it's very crazy. After every game where we have a big interaction, both of us are like, "Oh, really? Is this where it's going?" It's really wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Okay. Careful. There you go. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Bob from Castro Valley, California.
Got a skunk.
11 days.
Oh my God, he's spurt.
Amazing. 11 days.
I love it.
First off, shout out to Matt specifically for the Yasha interaction at the live game, where he was very supportive as a husband. I love that. There's not enough good examples of like true masculinity in the world, and that was one of them. So that was super. My question is actually for Ashley and a little bit for Matt too. I have a couple of players at my table that are very in and out when they can be, and I want to know what you guys do to kind of organically work it back and forth, because Yasha's been amazing since she's been back. That line, "You can try," amazing. So yeah.
Can you say the question again?
Yeah, sorry, a bit hyper here. The question is, what do you guys do on this side to help kind of work organically to come back together to the table?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Chris
Jumping
Perkins in
back
there,
and
by the
forth
way.
with the with the first campaign, I feel like we learned a lot from that. Where going back and forth is really hard, and it's really hard when you get at the table because you're, I was very confused a lot, which I'm sure everybody saw. But I think with this last campaign, and with Yasha leaving and me going back to New York for the last time, we kind of talked about it, and I feel like it was easier if I didn't jump back in until I was back for good. So I loved how Matt set up that storyline to sort of just literally pull me out of it. And it was very tragic, and I didn't fully know what was going to happen, but I know a little bit of what he had planned.
Just enough to make sure you were okay with it.
Yeah, and I was fully okay with it because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so dramatic," and "Oh my gosh," but I loved it, and I think it was the perfect way to leave, and then to sort of come back, and gave me something to a hurdle to try to overcome, and it gave me a task something to fix when I sat back at the table.
Thank you so much. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome
so great.
outfit. Awesome outfit. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Brian from Chicago.
How do you spell it? I or Y?
Old school, I.
I love you. What's your question?
This question is for Travis, and it also pertains to Liam from Campaign 1, and I'll also get Matt's perspective from my DM's perspective as well. Of course, Fjord's character has, of course, chosen a new profession. People like new beginnings. However, one of the first things he does in his new profession is summon a demon, which from a narrative perspective is pretty badass, but from a rules perspective, it's like, WTF? And so, how do player characters resolve their prior professions with their new professions so there's no conflict? And Matt, as a DM, the question is, how do you gracefully say, yeah, no?
I saw Summon Greater Demon as a spell that I was able to cast, and I cast it. If you give me a button to push, I will push it. Yeah, I can rationalize it in all sorts of ways, that if all of those dreams with Ukatoa are happening and there are all sorts of things shifting in the background and there's darkness, there are also other creatures that are back there, maybe coming forward and fading back and coming forward and fading back, and I can call on one of those things with that sort of power. So I can make a story out of it anyway, but when you have a spell that's called Summon Greater Demon, I'm going to use it.
From a DM standpoint, specifically the Wild Mother standpoint, it's a transition period. He's just come up from a very dark place. You have to be kind of understanding that some old habits die hard. And so, the first couple demons are free. But if this becomes a recurring theme down the line, there may have to be some conversations about the
oh, damn.
specifications around it.
I thought I was just summoning flowery demons into the world. I mean, who doesn't like flowers?
I mean, we can work in that direction, maybe. We can find more creative ways to do that. I'm not going to deny the player their class capabilities, You start finding unique narrative ways to make it an interesting addition to their story and a complication that they can overcome or find a way to work around. So we haven't come to it yet because it's only happened a few times, but don't think I haven't been clocking it.
I haven't been clocking it, but now I am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Brian with an I. Who's over here? What's your name?
Cadence, also known as Mama.
Yeah, good
Hey, Mama.
So my question is for Sam and Matt, actually. If Not would have given birth in her goblin form,
Yep, get ready for this one.
would it have come out a goblin or a halfling? And similarly, currently, will her baby, if she would have another, come out slightly green?
Yeah, Sam.
As a mother, I think about this a lot. I believe, I don't really know how to play D&D, but I believe when she's in her goblin form, she is a goblin. Her DNA becomes gobloid DNA. And so I think if she and Caleb had sex, then 3 months later, because that's the goblin gestational period, she would give birth to a half goblin, half stinky child, a horribly smelling half goblin child, I believe, with a beard. And now, if she had another baby with Caleb or with Yeza, I'm just saying,
Or the
I want to
Minotaur.
hump Liam.
The Minotaur. Don't forget the Minotaur.
Oh, the Minotaur. Wow, a half goblin, half Minotaur? That is crazy to think about. Wow.
Guess we know what's happening next week.
I bought you the Valar's erotic roleplay book for your birthday years ago. I'm pretty sure there's a table in there that says that gestation period.
That's a great question.
Yeah, what Sam said. And yeah, I would say from my standpoint, the during the Goblin time period in Nott's life, physically a goblin, back to halfling, physically a halfling. So any future children would be between, Yasha and Veth would be full halfling.
Are those disappointed awes or like heartwarming awes?
It's hard to tell.
Aw, fantasy genetics.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, what's
awesome,
your name?
by the way.
Sorry, I'm still thrown off from the last question. Hi, my name's Jude from Chicago, right here.
Hey.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for just supplying a space for somebody who is in the non-binary community and rock on. And as somebody who recently came out to their parents as a theater major,
how'd that go?
Can be hard.
Congratulations on that rite of passage.
my mom's approved, my dad, we're getting there. Just giving somebody a safe space to just turn my brain off on Thursday nights and just kind of watch you guys from the more heartfelt moments to Sam shirts. It's just been amazing. As for my question, it's for Matt. As a fellow DM, I have my own personal favorite moments in each campaign for DMing. What has been yours so far in campaign 2?
My favorite, which one?
Like a moment to DM.
A moment to DM.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What are Molly's last words?
Why are you up here?
For that.
Yeah.
Too soon?
No, character death is awful. It's my least favorite things to DM.
You got to flirt with me.
Unintentionally sitting in a situation where I'm romancing a player is always a unique and fun experience. All right, boy. But I think for me, my favorite experiences as a DM is for all my preparation to go out the window. It's really fun and really enjoyable when a lot of the things that you assume might happen occur and you're prepared for it and you're like, oh man, I got it. I totally nailed where this is going to go. To me, the most exciting is when they completely catch you off guard. You have to throw it all away, and none of you have any idea what's happening next at all, and you're just kind of riding by the seat of your pants. Like, nothing is more exciting and exhilarating and scary in the best way than those moments. So, you guys stealing a ship from Nicodranas and going onto a pirate lifestyle and heading straight towards the temple of Ukatoa, sure, that was awesome. Easily one of my favorite moments of campaign 2.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Got time for a couple more. Wow. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Meg.
Hey, Meg.
Another Meg! We're collecting them.
I was the second one at the live show.
Meg too. There was a lot of Megs at the live show for those of you at work. Anyway, what's your question?
My question is actually for Ashley. I had to write it down, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
On Talks a few weeks ago, you mentioned you thought it was funny. Everyone assumed that Yasha would bring back Zuala. Many can assume Molly is on her list as well, but is there anyone else that she would want to resurrect?
No. But yeah, both Zuala and Molly Mock were on my mind when talking to the hag. But Molly was up there because I think that would be interesting to put Taliesin in that position.
There's so much I know that you don't. Oh, God.
Another Scanlan Terry interaction.
That would be
Thank you so
really
much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You look amazing.
Fantastic. Oh.
Hey, yeah, what's your name?
Hi there. I'm Sangdi from Chicago. Warm welcome back. We're so happy to have you guys here. My question is for Ashley. So obviously with your work on the TV show, you've been kind of in and out. So Yasha's journey has been similarly fragmented, bit up and down, but with the sort of recent events of the last half year or so, she's obviously gone through a lot. What has it been like to try and manage the sort of emotional role-playing of that, in addition to you as a player coming back to the table, finally kind of reintegrating, getting back into really playing?
Outside of sort of having my Yasha's mind being controlled, I think I am in somewhat of a similar experience as Yasha, so I think it's helpful to sort of, get comfortable at the table again, sort of learning who these people are, not Matt and Laura and Travis, but the characters. And it's been amazing to be back. And I feel like it's the first time sort of sitting at the table where I know I'm not going to be yanked away. Even every time I would come back for a break or a hiatus from the show, I knew that it was just this short little amount of time that I could stay at the table, and it made it almost harder to leave. And this time I'm getting more comfortable just because I'm like, oh, I don't have to leave in a couple weeks, or at the next game I'm not going to be gone. And it's been really fun. I love playing Dungeons and Dragons so much. And so I've missed it like crazy. And so now that I just get to do it every week, I'm like, oh, this is what I was missing all the time.
I love that as Yasha now you get to open up all these storylines that I feel like when you were getting pulled out, I felt like there was a reluctance to open up as Yasha or to start anything because you didn't know if you were going to be able to continue it.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of pick at a thread because, I knew I wasn't going to be at the next game. So now it's just all bets are off. We'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Okay, last question before we have to go rapid fire. What's your name?
My name is Maggie. I'm from St. Louis.
Hey.
Hey, Maggie. My question is for Taliesin and Ashley, and that is, if your characters from the Cinderbrush one-shot were in a D&D campaign, what race and class would they be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Man, Tiefling Sorcerer is so basic. It would be Tiefling Sorcerer, but I would pretend that it wasn't that basic of a decision. It'd be really the edgiest Tiefling Sorcerer.
God, I was going to go with Sorcerer too, but God, as for...
We could be related. That's in character.
Yeah, but then we couldn't make out if we were related. Well, I guess we could.
I mean, it's D&D.
That's weird.
Very hard.
Thanks, George R. R. Martin.
Our warlock, probably. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Everyone should go watch Cinderbrush.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, you guys excited to be back at the table Thursday with everything that happened after the live show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are a little different.
I'm excited to go grab my mom from the party. Stop tweeting me. I know she's there.
Yeah. A lot of people were very upset about that, but they'll get over it.
Did he go to sleep?
There's like a 3-day serotonin crash from True Sight, by the way. You're going to be really messed up. Sorry.
I want to smush that potato
The
over
spelling
there. I
over
want
A little baby. It is
There's an
the most
adorable baby
precious.
up here that we've been awing over the whole panel. Thank you all so much for waiting for this and for lining up and hanging out and for the great questions. We love you all very much. We'll hopefully see you out there. Thank you so much.
Excited to see you guys.
Thank you guys.